Well, hey Leo, welcome back to PeonyLore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things. This is going to serve for the sun, moon, and rising sign for Leo for the remainder of the month of March here, 2021, into the first week of April. So by the time you see this, it should be at least ready for that Monday the 8th, that energy on into, like I said, about the 4th of April. And just as I've done for every other sign here, you have an angel that has been assigned to you as far as the zodiac is concerned. And for Leo, the archangel is Virchael. So you have the opportunity to call on Archangel Virchael, who supports all of the Leo energy that's out there. And just with the other signs, Archangel Virchael had an opportunity to commune with me and talk to me about the different cards that we have out here. We're going to leave all of the other oracle cards as is. You guys are going to have a new deck that I haven't really released for public viewing. This is the Touchstone Tarot deck. So we're going to use that as the main energy. If anything comes into reverse, we will support that with the White Sage Tarot. And just as some of the other angels kind of brought up, the little knot of unicorns are going to come out to provide us with the overall theme for what it is that you guys are going to experience and what it is that we're going to kind of talk about within the reading itself. And the other card that's going to come in to help support what's going on with the knot of unicorns for your sign, the fire sign, is going to be the dragon energy. Okay, so what we have on, or what we have here, is it's time to let go. Okay, it's time to let go of something, and the language is move the fuck on. So we're going to go ahead and put that there next to Archangel Virchael. He was very energetic when he stepped through, very excited to provide this level of energy. And so let's find out what the dragon energy is going to come forth and state to support with that whole moving on component. Okay, let us see what the dragon energy has to offer for you. And it's this first one here. Thank you very much. So what we have here is the Magenta Dragon. And the Magenta Dragon is talking about enabling you to bring forward your actual soul wisdom and awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding in order to prepare for accelerated motion. So that makes sense to me. It's time to let something go from the old so that you can embody this new energy that's available for you. So we'll go ahead and get into the base of the reads, just like we've done before. The energies that are going to come through for each week are not meant for a daily portion. It's just the energy that's getting ready to pop up for you, and then will be clarified at the end by an oracle to help bring that whole week's energy together. So all right, the first three cards out that we have are kind of sitting here in reverse. We have the Devil energy, we have the Seven of Wands, and then we also have the Seven of Cups. Very, very interesting. Okay, let's see what else we have. I like this deck, the Touchstone Tarot deck, and I'll bring it forth just a little bit, is because it actually, wow, all reverse. Okay, now I know where he was going with that. Because of the artwork that was designed in it, it's just, it's based on classical art, and I'm not going to get into the whole piece of what each of the different classical pieces of the art mean, but at the end of the day, it's one of the reasons that I quite like this particular deck. So anyway, the Touchstone does have the capability of being read in reverse, and so the first energies that we have here for the week of the 8th are all in reverse. Now, having had said that, the week of the 1st that we talked about was energy that you would have just gotten wow, that was fast. Wow, they're really flipping out here. The Moon in Libra had a conjunction with Chiron, opposition, to Chiron and Aries on the 1st. That was a big transit. The other thing that popped up on the 3rd, which would have been like last Wednesday, was Mars and Gemini energy, which created a lot of restless and irritated context for people trying to get to a point, but maybe having problems with their throat chakra, trying to communicate it out. And then again, we don't have another transit until it comes into this particular week. So hopefully you were able to get through some of those energies, but we're going to go ahead and get into, like I said, what we have left here. The Devil energy in reverse is actually a really good card in reverse because it indicates that you're letting something go that no longer belongs to you. Time to let go, right? It indicates releasing yourself from bondage of a certain aspect. The Seven of Wands here does indicate, though, that you might not be putting up some of those different boundaries that you might need to be able to do. It does talk about the fact that there is something that you're not necessarily taking control of at this particular moment, or at least the energy is there. We've got the Seven of Cups energy in reverse, which is indicating that there's a little bit of waffling when it comes to some decisions. There's a lot of things that were coming up in your energy that are meant for you, but it does take a little bit of discipline in order to start with the first item and then take the second item and then go into the third item as far as logic is concerned. We do have the Queen of Cups that is, let me just make sure, no, that's not, that's Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins that's sitting in the reverse position, which indicates there might be a little instability in an area, especially when it comes to potential finances or something that it is that you need for your tangible life. And then that's followed up with the Magician that's in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that there was a little bit of maybe not so good behavior as it came to those energies within the first week here of the month, but we're going to go ahead and dig into and clarify, because you are being asked to let go. You are being asked to, step forward into your mastery when it comes to your own soul's wisdom. So the first card that we have clarifying this Devil in reverse, which is actually a really good position, is the Four of Swords. Now the Four of Swords would technically indicate that you've gone through some sort of a situation in where you needed to take some respite, you needed to take some rest. So you're letting yourself go. What the energy that matches up with this one is saying is that you feel that you have received all the rest that you need to have, in one sense. The Seven of Wands energy definitely is the King of Wands energy. It is, the King of Wands actually goes out very, very quickly. He's ready to jump on board with whatever has to happen. The King of Wands, I do definitely feel, is you in this position, Leo. This is definitely you who's needing to, I would say you probably need to have a little bit more rest. We'll see what the rest of the cards have to say. But the Seven of Wands is like you've got a little bit of a lack of control and boundaries really in a position, and you don't want to be in that position. Or you've given your power away to something else. So it's almost like you had to make some sort of a deal and weigh one thing against the other. Why? Because there's a choice here. Why is the Seven of Cups sitting in the reverse position here for our Leos? Let's get down into the business of the business here. So we actually have a couple of cards that popped up, and I'm told that all of these are the central energy for this particular week, whether or not it is, these again are not in order, but this is where all of this comes from. So the Seven of Cups here, like I said, you have some beautiful choices and options that are in front of you. They're happy choices. There's something within one of these choices that is really going to help bring forth your vitality and your self-expression for what it is that you want. It definitely has something to do with something that you're working on with this Eight of Pentacles energy, but the Three of Cups is sitting in reverse. So potentially what's going on here is that you're making a choice for yourself and you're working on that, but it's not necessarily going to bring like the party moment that you were hoping to have, or this collaboration with a group of people. Okay, let's find out what's going on with this Queen of Coin in reverse. Why is the Queen of Coin in reverse? Because it's the Nine of Wands. Absolutely, like I said before, you're battle weary a little bit about something. You had to go through a bunch of really some cantankerous energies, what it looks like, but there's really an opportunity for you to get to a higher spiritual level with this Nine of Wands. It's spiritual upgrade in a sense, but it also indicates that you've got at least another one big push in you to get towards this 10, almost the end of a cycle, which is where I feel like this Four of Swords comes in. Let's go ahead and move forward into why the Magician is in the reverse position. So at best, the Magician is letting you know that you have everything that you need in order to move forward. At worst, there could potentially be a trickster, or you're not manifesting in the way that you need to be able to manifest. Let's go ahead and take a look. What is the significance of the Magician in reverse here for our Leos? Thank you. There it is. Yeah. Lack of balance, Six of Pentacles. So what it is that you might have been putting into something as far as effort was not coming back to you. So I'm being told to go ahead and do one more round for these single cards. This is the central energy. At the end of the day, the sun is here because there's something that's for you that's going to continue to move you in a positive direction. So it looks to me like there's a little bit of, you know, some energy shifting that has to happen for you. It's just kind of like a heads up. It's a little bit of a heads up here about the things that need to happen. Let's go ahead and find out what else we can determine from this Devil and this Four of Swords in the reverse position both. Thank you. Well, that'd do it. So the Four of Swords is here. You're releasing yourself, excuse me, the Devil is here. You're releasing yourself from something, a person, a place, a thing, an idea. It could be a lot of different types of things, self-imposed limitation or bondage from something in which you needed to kind of go within a little bit and get some rest. You feel like you're coming forward out of that particular situation with the Six of Wands. You're feeling very victorious so that you can be back in kind of like this Aries energy, the area of the Emperor where there are some boundaries that are being set. So I can already tell you that these energies are mixed up for this particular week, and that's okay. So the Seven of Wands, like I said, not controlling a particular situation in a way, not really standing your ground. You in the King of Wands position, why is that? What else do we need to know about this? How can we sidestep this landmine here? Well, here's the answers. Yeah, you have to be aware, or you have been made aware of a little bit of trickster energy, and it was leaving you stuck for a moment. So this Magician in reverse is like there's someone else's energy that's around there that was kind of leaving you in a position where you thought you were stuck. So you're doing your hardest to try to release yourself from that stuck energy, which is actually a really good sign, okay? We've already talked about the main energy here. This Queen of Coin, this Queen of Pentacles that's in reverse with this Nine of Wands. What else supports this Nine of Wands energy here for this week? What else do we need to know? It's instability when it comes to something that you need. That's exactly what the Queen of Pentacles kind of represents, something that's not quite stable. But like I said, the 9 almost at the end of something that you are aware of. So let's find out what else we have going on here with our fortitude. Lover's energy. It could be a situation where you have two people within a relationship. It definitely is somebody that you have a strong tie with, if it's not someone that you're coupled up with, that's for sure. And it could also be a business partner. But it also can indicate, again, from a spiritual perspective, something's out of balance as far as stability, and you're being asked to kind of go within with the spiritual upgrade to connect in with your higher self a little bit more. And then the other card that shows up is this Page of Cups that's in reverse. So you're wanting to be able to try to restore your cup and bring in the energy of some new heartfelt type of a situation. It just may look like there's a little bit more work to do here. So this Magician in reverse is trying to support the Six of Pentacles that's in the reverse position. Something's not in balance. Something is completely out of balance. Let's figure out what that is. Who are the energies that are around and involved in this energy, please? The Devil, excuse me, the Magician in reverse. This Six of Pentacles in reverse has definitely something to do with an offer that you've accepted and or that is going to be presented to you. And it looks like you're going to try to take this position. I need another card here, please, to understand the relationship between the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Cups in a better light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gemini, Virgo. Something is eluding you. Yeah. Something is eluding you in a sense that it's affecting some of these other things. So like I said, and this is the ultimate outcome, and that's what it is that you need to know about. I really strongly feel that I have to reorder these so that I can put a little bit of order into like how the energies could potentially flow. And this is kind of how I feel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward and I'm going to rerun this particular week before I grab the Oracle. So Queen of Coins, something not being in complete balance, something out of whack. You're being asked to try to pull it together one more time, create some boundaries, utilize your spiritual strength when it comes to a partnership or your higher self so that you can allow in this Page of Cups to bring you a new heartfelt offering. And when you do that, you have the potential of taking this Seven of Wands position where you're kind of, you know, not at your full strength at this particular moment, but releasing yourself from that, realizing that there is magics and there are other works that can be done to kind of get yourself back on top with being ready to go. Then we move back into the energy of the Magician sitting next to it, saying, okay, in order for me to get there, I've got to understand what's imbalanced. There's a particular offer here, and you're trying to wield this sword of clarity and new thought and idea. Once you get to the point where you're realizing what it is that you need to release with this Ace of Swords energy, then you will have had an opportunity to have rested on that information. You will be victorious moving forward, and then you'll be back on top and in control of what it is that you want. The Seven of Cups is here to offer you all of these beautiful options that are available to you. You may not be able to celebrate 100% of all of them at once because there's going to be a little bit of work that has to be done with this Eight of Pentacles in order to become the master. But at the end of the day, you will come out ahead. Your vitality is going to be restored. There's going to be a lot of solar plexus energy. And at the end of the day, Leo, this is you coming into who you are with your self-esteem. It can also indicate there's a potential for some travel to show up. And especially over water. I know it's not the traditional card that would be pulled for that, but that's exactly what I'm getting. So that's what we tell you about. Woohoo! So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull a therapy angel card here. So we can find out what other energy we can give to our Leos to support them in this big process. This is going to be a huge energetic week for them. There's going to be a lot of realization. What we have here is the energy of forgiveness. We need to be able to be willing to forgive. So the angels are asking you to clear your mind and your body of any past pain in exchange for peacefulness. So you can call on any of the archangels that are out there. I would call on Archangels Michael and I would call on Archangels Raphael to help continue to fill your cup and help you get to that point. I would also ask Archangel Jophiel to step in for you to help really remind you of all of the beauty of what it is that you started to try to create so that you can continue forward in that momentum, okay? So I'm going to just move this little guy over here. It's time to let go of something. You've got that Magenta Dragon enabling you to move forward with your soul's wisdom, and then you're being asked to forgive a little bit of something, okay? So in this first week, okay, the 8th, and then I think that takes us all the way through, what, the 14th, that particular weekend? Yeah, because that 15th would be that following Monday. We have a couple of transits. On the 10th, and this is also where I'm getting this Magician energy from just a little bit. On the 10th of March, I think it's Wednesday, the sun is in Neptune, and it's going to go into conjunction with Gemini. And the reason I bring that up and the reason why I know that this energy is sitting out here is that there are some secrets that are getting ready to come out. And it's going to force a lot of people to go into a lot of soul searching. And so I do believe that that's kind of where you're at within the mix of these particular energies that are in here. Okay. And even if it's not you that's realizing it yourself, there's the potential that someone else is going to be very strongly feeling those particular energies, and you should be aware of that. But then on the new moon, that weekend, we do have, like I said, the new moon is going to show up. So that's plenty of opportunity to manifest forward what it is that you want, call in your new wishes. And then, you know, by that 14th, I think it's that Sunday, when we go into daylight savings time, there's an opportunity for a little bit of, you know, additional opportunity for rest and reflection. Okay. So then we get to the 15th. It definitely wants to be that one. We have another transit where Mercury is going to travel into Pisces, and there's going to be a lot of airy-fairy kind of energy around concentrating and thinking and cunning. It's like you're trying to think really, really hard about the next step that needs to take, but just be aware that your energy could be off a little bit, not only for yourself, but for other people. So, you know, airy-fairy world in a sense, concentration could be off a little bit. Now, this is very, very interesting, and that's exactly what this is. We've got the Sun card that showed up in reverse here following this Sun card. So it just means that you have to be aware of your particular energies and your vitality at that particular moment with that. Definitely not a bad card, but self-esteem and, like, again, freedom and travel is really kind of coming up with that, your identity, right? Positivity. The next card that we have here also shows itself in reverse, and there it is again. It's that Four of Swords energy where you're feeling like you might be starting to feel better, so you're resisting having this additional rest that might necessarily kind of like be available to you. So there's that one. I just love the artwork on these cards. It's so pretty. I mean, look at how cute this baby is in this sun card. Isn't that just the most adorable thing you've ever seen? Just love it. Sorry. What else do we have for the energy of the 15th for our Leos here? What is the most important piece of information that they need to be aware of so that they can course correct? Woohoo. There she is. Well, hey, there you are. You show up. You show up in your own reading. There you are with the Strength card itself. So, yeah, there's just a lot of energies that are coming forth. And I'm just going to encourage you to, as much as possible, kind of rest. There is a healing that's going to come through with this Strength card that's in the upright position. You already know that. Things are turning around in your favor, and you have to be energetically ready to receive that energy, especially with all of this. Where'd that Nine of Swords go? I moved all the positions. I'm sorry, but it was necessary for me to get through it. Yeah, here. It's going to take a lot for you to get back to this energy. It really, really is, but it is absolutely possible, okay? Let's see. How many other cards do we have here for the week of the 15th for our Leos? You said there's one more that summarizes, and there it is, the energy for that week. Okay. And we have her lady herself, the High Priestess. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on here with this energy. You have vitality is definitely coming back. And what I'm going to tell you is that there's so much that's going on. You're being encouraged to where you really can to just try to clear your mind and body, especially with rest. Now, you've got these duplicate cards that are showing up here, which means they're really providing that emphasis for you. Talk to me about why the Sun is in the reverse position here the second week. You might be overtiring yourself, and that's part of the answer. Burnout. When the Sun shows up in reverse, it's either a little bit of lack of self-confidence, or it's you're overtired, you're burnt out about something. And if you're resisting this Four of Swords moment, yeah, the World in reverse is like there's not quite the end of you haven't completely finished up this particular cycle. You've got to be able to take the rest where you can. So you're resisting going in a little bit to receive this rest. And I can only imagine what that is. It's because you think you're ready to kind of like take on the world at this moment with this Queen of Swords energy that's there. This is Libra energy, very strong Libra energy that's popping up here. Trying to cut things to the quick, trying to cut things off. But this is why the Strength card is showing up in that other portion of the energy, because you're just not quite all the way there. You don't have enough of the oomph that you need, in a sense, in order to go forward. Why else is the World card showing up well, there it is in reverse for you. Yeah, there's something else that needs to be dealt with as far as information that's getting ready to come up, which is why the High Priestess is sitting in the reverse position. It's because you haven't got, you're too tired. That's basically what it boils down to. Give yourself a break. You're still, and you might feel physically a little bit better, but energetically, mentally, there's a little bit more that's probably required of you in order to get past this next little level. You're tired and you're not seeing something as effectively as you should. You're not using your innate gifts to kind of see what's going on here. You're just tired. I mean, that's just basically what it boils down to. I'm tired. You know what I mean? So taking on the energy of what you've got going on is just, you just need to rest where you can. You just really need to do that. I would say when you have the opportunity at that new moon cycle, ask for, yeah, there you go. There's the Hermit. The Hermit is asking you to kind of go within. So the universe is trying to, they're saying you just kind of need to take a little bit of extra rest when you can. And when these new wishes, opportunities come up with the new moon, I would ask for all the time you need in the best interest of everyone involved to get what you need. Yeah, Three of Swords. There's healing that still needs to happen for you, whether it's physical or mental. And there's nothing wrong with asking for the help or taking the time out that you actually need to have in order to heal yourself. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? Not everything is a rush, right? Okay. So, I'm going to go in and I'm going to ask the therapy angels at this particular moment to step forward and see. Oh, I'm sorry. I already did the therapy angels. I'm going to go in and ask for the other angels to step forward to see what else you can offer for our Leos. We already know that there's forgiveness that's necessary. That's heart chakra for sure. It's also mental clarity that will pop up when you do the forgiveness piece. What else do we have to say to our Leos for the week of the 15th around here? Very interesting. Both of, okay, the Ease and Grace card came out with a different sign, and it's important to bring it up because you're being given like a heads up. The easiest way for you to get through the different things that you need to is with ease and grace. You don't have to control this whole river right here. You can just deal with the trickles as it comes down a little bit at a time. You don't have to go whole hog on something. And at the end of the day, there is some romance, or there is another connection that is affecting your energy at that particular moment, or is in the back of your brain. So let's go ahead and put these little guys right here so I have enough space on the table, and then we'll go forward with the next week. Okay, all in all, you guys, it's not a bad reading. All it's basically saying is that you've gone through a lot energetically, and they just want you to be mindful of that so that you can get the rest that you need for restoration. All right, so now this is going to put us in the next week. Like around the week of the 22nd would be that Monday. But let's talk about what happens before we get to that Monday. And we're going to take all of them because when they clump, that's the storyline that has to go together. So on the 20th is when we have the equinox, all right, Ostara. Also on the 20th is when the Sun in Aries shows up along with Venus in Aries. So it's a good time for projects. Is there another card? Yes. It's a good time for projects and time for you to move forward. So if there's something that's going on and they just talk to you about this romance and connection, then you better take heed to getting the rest that you need, right? So it's a great time for projects. It's a great time to get outside. There are problems that are going to easily be kind of cleared up. But the other thing with Venus is that there's a lot of hot, sexy time. It's a natural time of the year for people to couple up. So maybe it is that you need to just try to, get your energies back together so that you can be full of romance and bringing it forth in your area with that ease and grace. Nothing needs to be overly difficult, right? But there's also going to be an opportunity to focus on very new business. And so that's something very serious that needs to be put forth. The other thing that pops up on the 21st is the energy of Mercury and Gemini going into a trine with Saturn and Aquarius. So that's a lot of increased productivity, reorganizing of a few different things, but a lot of strong focus and perseverance as well. So it sounds to me like you need to store your energy for whatever's getting ready to come up for the week of the 22nd. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, what we have on the board again, and I'm not surprised, the Three of Swords is still showing up. There's still more healing that's going to be moving forward for this particular weekend, okay? Let's see what else comes out. What's the last card for this week of the 22nd here, please? For our Leos. Thank you. The Eight of Cups. Okay. Let's move these to the side here just a little bit. I have to read this in a different energy at this particular moment based on the fact that this Three of Swords is continuing to pop up, because this healing that's needed is definitely potentially around losing your thought process when it comes to a love or romantic relationship. I'm going to explain to you why that is. We have the Three of Swords again, or excuse me, now we've moved into the Nine of Swords. This is the Nine of Swords, I beg your pardon. But still, the Nine of Swords energy is almost like mini devil energy in a sense, the Eight and the Nine of Swords, because this is over-analysis paralysis. Overthinking something to the point where you're becoming anxious and can't really formulate your thought. It's going to start affecting your sleep. It could be potentially keeping you up at night. You're just not getting the best rest that you need to have. The King of Swords in reverse is that, you're not getting the benefit of the clarity that you would need to be able to have. The heartfelt portion of the clarity is absolutely not there. There's no connection. The Page of Coin is not able to step forward at this point and support you. Again, you've got to have some clear thought process. Also, the Page of Coin is indicating earthen energy that's not coming to you. Then we have the Ten of Wands, though. This I actually like. So Ten of Wands is indicating that you're letting go of some burdens. And because you're letting go of some burdens, you're definitely walking away from something that's popping up here. So you've made the decision that you need to walk away from something at the end of the day that's no longer serving your purpose. So let's go ahead and find out what we can find out about this King of Swords that's sitting in the reverse position. Can you indicate for me who the King, thank you. Knight of Cups is sitting on top of this King of Swords. So where he can't be emotionally available at this particular moment, we are asking, and there is a Knight of Cups that has been dispatched. Going to come in very, very quickly, because that's what it seems to be that you're asking for, to kind of restore your emotional health in a sense. This Page of Coin that's in reverse is due to some conflict. And so here's where I was going. The 23rd, where Mercury travels into Pisces, where it squares the Mars in Gemini that was just on the 21st, is going to create potentially for a lot of people some internal battles. That's exactly what this Five of Wands is. It's a little bit of controversy over a couple of different things. Here's the deal. Whatever comes up this particular week, whatever presentation comes up, whatever idea that comes up, whatever those different things are, just know that there is the potential for there to be a little bit of controversy. If you're starting a new project, if you're starting a new passion project, then you definitely do not want to cut corners, okay? The Judgment card comes out with this Ten of Wands. You made a judgment about what it is that you know you need to let go of, and that's actually a great position to be in. So let's follow up real quick with this Knight of Cups just to see if there's anything else that can be shared with. King of Swords in reverse. Knight of Cups upright. What do we got for our Leos here? Chariot. Okay. So the Chariot is indicating moving forward past a rocky situation, guaranteed towards victory. It's also very much a karmic card. So you're going to want to be able to take advantage of what that means. The other thing that comes up with this card is movement that's going to be going forward could potentially be difficult with the energy of this King of Swords. Again, the very heavy Libra energy is what I'm getting out of this. It's just, so it's a lot of airy energy, this Libra energy that's sitting here, that it's challenging your momentum is basically what it boils down to. But the fact that the Chariot is here, that's saying that there's something that's worthy of you, and I'm more full that it's revealed here. And I just flipped over the Star card on top of this Page of Coins to say that it definitely has something to do with your wishes and your wants. And I definitely want to be able to say that this Page of Coin, where the conflict is starting with this Five of Rods here, definitely has something to do with what you want. But the fact that you've made a judgment call, and the only thing that you have to do is kind of just bolster your confidence a little bit to move forward with that, is really honestly not a bad thing. But we've got another major arcana. I'm just going to slide over this Chariot and this Star card. Yeah, Strength. So you're coming back into the reading here so that you can take another restoration. This Two of Pentacles sits on top of this Page of Coin, this Five of Wands, this Star card. So the Two of Pentacles is indicating that there's a choice that has to be made, and it might be a point where you're overdoing it. And you're overdoing it to the point where you're going to have to make a decision about dropping one of the coins because it's a little bit too much for you to bear. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there really isn't anything wrong with that. The Knight of Pentacles is very much involved with, you know, it's a decision, I think, that has something to do with where your pentacles are kind of hanging out. I really feel strongly that some of this energy has to do with work. Like there's a decision that you have to make when it comes to work. Something does have to go, though. If you're not happy in your position, if you're not happy with your boss, if you're not happy with where things are going, you definitely have the opportunity to make a change. It does look to me like that's what's actually kind of driving part of this energy. It's like your heart is not in. Whoopsies. Your heart is not in what it is that you're working on as far as your pentacles are concerned. I'm just going to reread this real quick. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Like you can't get ahead of the situation. You're trying to be unstuck with it. Yeah, the Magician. Some craziness. There's not a lot of balance here, but there's an offer. So you're trying to, I believe, get to a point where you can move into a new direction. You're trying to set yourself up. You've been made aware of something that would get you back onto more solid ground, okay? you know that you have the potential to be able to do it. And it definitely, it involves the work, and it involves the work because there's no happiness with what's going on here in your current place. So you're trying to take this next cup off the wall, so to speak, and you're burnt out. I mean, honestly, that's how I feel very strongly, like you're burnt out. You can't get to sleep. You can't get to this new passion project because you're overtired. Basically, what it boils down to, Leo, is that you guys got a lot of energies coming up and you're very tired. And, you know, the King of I beg your pardon, the High Priestess that's sitting here is like you're missing a little bit of information. You need to go back into that so that you can move forward. I very strongly feel that you are getting ready to walk away because there's an offer that you're getting ready to accept. But it seems to me like that's probably something you should be doing anyway, okay? So let's go ahead and pull the Master's card. So these are the Keepers of the Light. I would like to find out what Keeper of the Light, what Master would like to step forward to help our Leos, especially this week of the 22nd. Looks like they're going to need a little bit of extra support. They've come into their reading twice now, so they're almost there. What other advice do we have? Thank you. So the Master that you have here is Master Buddha, okay? This is increased awareness, deep connections, and trust your inner voice. So that's the advice that you have there. Master Buddha. Call on Master Buddha if you would like to be able to have support, okay? So let's move these up just a nub so that we can get that very last full week of March into April. And that last week that we have really starts the 28th. But the other thing that I wanted to mention about this week of the 22nd, it's a heavy week. You have the opportunity to call on Buddha or anybody else, any of those masters, like on the 26th, because that is a very strong spiritual day. I was going to say the veil is very, very thin, okay, because the sun is moving into Aries at that particular moment. So you should be all about your personal affirmations. You're going to, if you choose to connect and have conversation with Spirit, get some extremely quick responses. You're going to find yourself very quick-witted. And you need to be able to make sure that you're maintaining that hopefulness, okay? Because as we slide into Passover on the 27th and then the full moon Palm Sunday on that 28th, now you're in a position where you can release yourself fully, utilize the energy of the full moon to release all of that shit that is not for you. So what we have here is the Nine of Coin that's in reverse. The Nine of Coin can sometimes indicate that you're not getting the clarity that you need from an earthen perspective, like grounding, like you're not grounding your energy, like get outside and get some grounding. But it's definitely going to have a concern when it comes to your independence. It's the other thing that I'm getting out of this Nine of Coin. You're almost there. You're literally almost there. There we go. But not quite. All right. Let me move these to the back here. So the other cards that we have here is the Six of Wands that's sitting in the reverse position. Now you have the Two of Swords sitting in the reverse position. And you now have the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. So there's a slowdown of communication, especially when it comes down to you making a decision and not necessarily feeling the victory at this moment. There might have been a situation where you feel, especially if it's work, that you are still not being seen or heard as an independent spirit that can sit down and take care of business the way that it needs to go down. But let's go ahead and find out what's going on with this Nine of Pentacles, or this Nine of Coins here for Leo for this last week. High Priestess energy. Use your intuition. You're being encouraged to use your intuition. You know, your true sense, yourself of who you are. There's an epiphany that's getting ready to come to you with this High Priestess card here. Six of Wands in reverse. One card, please. Six of Wands in reverse. One card, please. Oh, well, I asked for one, but I got two, so we'll take them. We got three. Oh, I see. 1, 2, and 3. Holy shit balls. Yeah. Okay, we got some challenges. You are not, you don't want to have to chase your victory. And unfortunately, you're not going to be in a position to be in the Empress mode. You're not going to be in a position where you have the internal balance and caring, really, in order to be able to see this. There's not enough contentment with what's going on, with what you're doing. You're not going to be in the energy of the Empress coming through. This Two of Swords, you have made a decision finally. You have made a decision between your head and your heart to be at peace by letting something go. You've made a decision, and that decision is to let go of this King of Pentacles, okay? It's to let go of this King of Pentacles energy, for sure, because now that the Eight of Wands is here, you're not getting the information that you want from the Queen of Pentacles. So there's definitely a break that's getting ready to happen here. A break in work, a break in relationship. And I say relationship because work is a relationship, but there's definitely a break that's getting ready to happen. I'm going to go ahead and pull another card for the Empress. I'd like to be able to understand a little bit more about what's going on with this Empress, please. Yeah, you've come out of the cocoon just a little bit. You've gotten all the perspective that you need. You know that you're not going to be able to move forward in the way that you want to be able to move forward, and you feel like you've gotten enough information at this point. King of Pentacles in reverse, please, with this decision. What else do you have to offer? One more card that talks about this release or this letting go. I got to flip these back over. Just want to make sure I'm going to reshuffle those. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse for our Leo with this Two of Swords this last week of March into April. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, you're done. You are no longer feeling like you are left out in the cold. You are recognizing that there's something better that's on the other side of the door, and that's what you're going for. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, please. Where are we at with the decision about this instability as far as us walking away? This lack of communication that's coming. Yeah, you're almost at the point where you're ready to turn the corner. And let me just find out what other Wands energy. There's got to be another wand that wants to come out here. Where's the wand? Well, it's the Ten of Cups. I was expecting to see a wand talking about the additional energy that's coming, but what's happening is that you can't get to this full energy. You're not going to receive the information that it is that you want in order to get to this Ten of Cups moment so that you can get to this new start that you want directly. Let's go ahead one more and hit this Hangman in reverse. You got to use your intuition. The High Priestess is like, hey, you kind of know what's going on here. You need to just kind of be prepared for it. That's why all this rest is coming up here. These are, again, snapshots in time. You have the opportunity to make course corrections at any particular point. But there's a lot of major arcana for you, Leo. Did I say Leah? Sorry about that. Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for this Wands energy to come out. There's the Knight of Wands right there. This Knight of Wands is not going to be able to come forward and bring you the information that it is that you're looking for. It's literally not going to come for you. Can you hang on for just a second? It sounds like I got an oven going off. Be right back. All right. So, you know, like I said, the beginning energy that we had here was it's time to let go. And very clearly, you are being given the green light by the universe to do what you need to do in order to move on, because you're not going to get what you want by staying in the same role. We're going to go ahead and pull a couple of the Oracle of the Radiant Light to see what else we can kind of pick up for you here, Leo. But your increased awareness is picking up to the point where you're seeing through people's bullshit. That's the easiest way that I can say it. You kind of already know, but it's going to be a lot easier for you to like see through people's bullshit, especially if you can get this rest that they're asking you to take. You're just going to be like really, really sharp. Yeah. Convention. There's something wrong on the job front right now. Enterprise. There's something wrong with the job right now. Influence. So this is the energy of Libra within Mercury. And this is the energy, this enterprise of Jupiter within Aries. And this energy here is Libra in, what do we have here? Let me just look at what we got here. Yeah, this is Capricorn energy right here. So yeah, there's something wrong. You already know that's devil energy. You already know that it's time to move forward so that you can get back to square with what it is that you want to be able to do. And the universe is saying, yes, we support you with that. You're not going to move forward with this situation. There's no Three of Cups moment with your current work. In order for you to be happy, you've got to move forward, man. You're feeling isolated. That's basically what it boils down to. You're feeling isolated and influenced by what other people are trying to tell you as opposed to what's in your actual gut. You know what I mean? I'm told to pull one more card out for you. So I'm going to move over and grab the Lightworker Oracle deck just to round this out for you, Leo. Okay? All right? Because it looks like when you leave or make this determination that you're setting yourself up to leave this relationship or leave this working relationship specifically, there's a great opportunity for you to get this Nine of Cups moment. This is your wish fulfillment that's showing up right here, but it's not going to come with where you're currently at, okay? So what does the Lightworker Oracle deck want to offer to our Leo? Leo energy, please, for here in March. Ooh, almost. There it is. Ah, the second ray of wisdom. I do believe that is Buddha. Okay. I'm going to grab my book real quick. Just to be on the safe side. I do believe the second ray of wisdom is Buddha. How about if I do it like this? Where's my old lady glasses? Lord, I have to literally go find my glasses. Yep, it's Buddha. When the Buddha comes into your world, he brings the gift of wisdom. And this includes the openness to all that is without negative judgment. And this might be a struggle, that the will eventually be revealed as a blessing in disguise. And it might be the challenge that causes you to grow into readiness for the next phase of your divine life mission. And finally, as the second ray of wisdom relates particularly to teachers and education, you're encouraged to trust that you have a message to share that is helpful and educational for others. And whether your involvement in education and teaching is formal or even less obvious, you are encouraged to honor the energy of the teacher in your own life. And in some way, your sole purpose likely involves helping others to learn through wisdom and love. But this absolutely is the Buddha coming through, which is why he showed up. There's increased awareness that is popping up for you. So, Lightworker, it might be time for you to take this next best thing and make sure that you do it with as much ease and grace as possible. And, you know, letting go and moving forward in life is not a challenge as much as it is a graduation in a sense, right? So let's just go ahead, Leo, and just round this out. I'm just going to pull all of the oracles to the side. It's time to let go. Move the fuck on. The Magenta Dragon is talking to you about enabling you to bring forward your own soul wisdom. There's something that you're supposed to be able to do, and this is a good time for you to start to awaken to that. Whatever your soul memories are of higher spiritual understanding, you need to be able to prepare for accelerated motion, which is where all the sleep request is coming from. You got to be willing to forgive. You got to be willing to forgive yourself. You got to be willing to forgive other people that maybe have held you back, or you stayed in a job too long that you kind of knew wasn't really making you happy. Whatever the case may be willing to forgive the challenges in order for peace. And then, you know, ask for forgiveness for yourself as well. Okay? Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael for sure. Then you had the Buddha who wanted to come through and talk to you about increased awareness. Then you had the angels talking to you about ease and grace, taking the storm and just kind of being at peace within yourself so that you can manage what you can manage. You can't take everything on your own. The other thing that they're talking about is romance and connection. So the connection that is here is more of your higher self, more so than it is necessarily a person. But at the end of the day, the second ray of wisdom comes back in. Buddha's talking to you again about being comfortable, about learning your lessons in a way, because you have other things to teach other people. So, Leo, I know that was pretty lengthy, and I'm totally fine with that. But I wanted to try to be as thorough as I possibly can, because these are some big energies that are getting ready to come up towards the end of the month. And again, you have as much information in here to give you course correction where you possibly can here, okay? With that being said, that is what I have for you for the ending of March all the way into the beginning portion of April. I'm excited to find out what's going to pop off for you in the month of April. What is it that you're going to turn into? What is it that you're going to do? What's your next step? What's your next big, beautiful thing that you're going to run into? So comment below, share with me kind of what's going on with your journey. You know, maybe there's something else I can do within the comments to try to help pop you off another piece of information. If you definitely resonated with this, make sure that you give it a like, okay? And share it out with anyone else that you think might be able to take advantage of this. If this wasn't completely your flavor, that's totally fine. Not all messages are meant for 100% of everybody that's in there, but I encourage you to take a look at your sun, your moon, and your rising to make sure that you get the entire picture as possible, okay? And with that having been said, I hope that you are able to take this information in and make the beautiful changes that they're recommending for you here with as much ease and grace as possible, okay? That's what I have for you now, Leo. We will talk to you around the second week of April. Bye for now.